Who made a massive change after, well, basically looking in the mirror. Tom Stevens has managed to lose a massive 5 stone in weight through a football-based thing called Man vs. FAT in Exeter. You might well have heard of it or seen it on social media. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much, John. Appreciate it.
That's huge, 5 stone. I mean, you must feel completely different.
Yeah, like you said, it came from looking in the mirror, and now I can look in the mirror and feel somewhat happy with how I look. Yeah, it's made a massive difference to my life.
How do you feel? How does it feel to have that? I mean, 5 stone. If you've ever held a pound of fat in your hands, you will sort of know, I mean, just how heavy that is, how much that is to shift about, especially when you're trying to play football.
Yeah, well, we've recently had a baby who's 4 months old, and she's weighing nearly a stone, so it's like 5 of those. So, yeah, it's quite a lot. Yeah, I can move so much easier. I can run more. Like when I first joined Man vs. FAT, I could barely run 2 miles in 25 minutes, and now I'm running 5K in like 21, 22, 23 minutes on a good day. So yeah, it's made a huge difference.
Yeah, you've got
I can't thank Man vs. FAT enough for giving me the platform to take accountability for my weight and really push on.
Tell me about that moment then when you decided to do something.
Well, I've always been a biggish guy, like broad shoulders, etc. And I always felt comfortable fitting in like size extra large clothes. And then it kind of started when I was suit shopping for my friend's wedding, and I had to buy 44 trousers, which had never happened before, and like a 18 collar shirt. And I looked back at the photos and I just looked horrendous. That was what started, but I kind of had a lot of social anxiety around joining the group and meeting new people. So I had to get some help with that first. And then when I felt confident, I joined Man vs. FAT, and by then I was pushing a double XL, which really did not make me happy. And that really knocked me about. And I'd sometimes be scared to go out because I just thought people would look at me and be like, what is this person doing? That was the moment.
Which, of course, isn't really the case because people just sort of cracking on with what they're doing, but still it's how you felt is the more important thing. Interestingly, you said there, Tom, that you kind of had to sort out what was going on up there in your mind before you could deal with what was going on with your body and what you were eating and drinking and how you were exercising. That's interesting. Tell us about that.
Well, I was kind of like, I'd comfort eat. I was probably pushing 3,000 calories a day. Like I'd have like a full Chicago town pizza or whatever equivalent pizza, and then have like dessert. I'd have big meals at lunch, and I was just eating to feel better. And that was due to my social anxiety, general anxiety. I've always had anxiety, so it was a coping mechanism, but it wasn't a positive coping mechanism. So kind of had to shift that, my mental well-being and my mental state, to give me the confidence then to think, you know what, you can actually lose the weight, because I was kind of giving up. I thought it's never going to happen. I was doing like flash diets, lose a stone in a week, then you put it back on just as quick. And my partner, Fran, great words of wisdom, was like, you can't do it overnight or over a short space of time. It takes time. You need to really keep working at it. And I finally took on board what she said. And then, I've been slowly chipping away at it for around 16 months, I think it is, and I'm seeing the results. I'm holding it off, which is great, and my eating's a lot better, and so I feel a lot better in myself. My confidence is not always there, but it's there a lot more. There's all positives, really.
Yeah, it's really good to hear, Tom. Well done.
Thank you.
Good for you. You're kind of leaning on food, I guess, like some people lean on alcohol or drugs or prescription medicine or whatever, sort of leaning on it when you felt a bit low, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
And then it makes you feel worse after you've eaten.
Yeah. Well, in the time, there's nothing that like a tub of Ben and Jerry's can't fix. And then you eat it and you thought, why have I done that? Especially if you look at the contents of it and you look at like all the fat and the calories and you're like, oh my God. what have I just done? But
it's about 550 calories, that, isn't it? And usually,
I could probably have eaten 2 if I wanted to. Again, my partner wouldn't let me, thankfully. So she'd be like, that's just greedy. So she's been a massive help to me as well. But it's not just Man versus Fat. I can't give enough thanks to my partner, who's really stuck by me and given me inspiration also.
Good on you, Fran. Good on you, Fran. And good on the people you've met at Man versus Fat. So you went along, you plucked up the courage, you like football, you thought, you know what, I'm going to go. And how was that first one?
It was, so I didn't really know what I was doing, so I didn't know I was supposed to get weighed. So I just went over and found my team. We just had a kickabout and a chat, and it was like, it wasn't made a big deal of that I was new, that I would have struggled with that if it was like, oh, you're the new guy, blah, blah, blah. We just got on with it. We had a kickabout, and then we played the game. I think we drew or lost, and I didn't play my best, but it just felt, I don't know what the word I'm looking for. I just felt inspiration from there just to keep going. And the only ones I've missed of like when I've been ill, I had an operation and I've been working, so I go as frequently as I can just to keep up the motivation. And, you know, I've said to a few people that Man versus Fat offers both extrinsic and intrinsic motivators, which are really important to keep motivating yourself from within, especially when you see those scales going down. And then extrinsically, you score goals for your team, and you can help win games. Even if you lose on the pitch, you can still win overall because your weight goes into account. So you could be the difference between winning and losing, and that's a nice feeling.
Is it? Do they tie in your weight loss with the game?
Yeah. So there's a pitch league. So the results on the pitch are on one league, and then there's a weight league as well.
Ah, right.
Yeah. So my team at the moment, I play for a team called OB City, and we're yeah. We're 2 games into the new season. I believe we're top of both leagues. So, yeah, it's good for us. That's very good for us, and we're aiming to keep that going.
And you've really helped with that. You've really helped. I mean, 5 stone is a big old chunk of change. So you do the weigh-in beforehand, do you, or something?
Yeah, beforehand. It'd be a bit cheating to do it after because you've sweated loads. And
that's true.
Yeah, we do it before. And yeah, on my teammates, just massive shout out to them as well because they're all doing. Everyone at Man versus FAT Exeter, everyone's doing brilliantly. It's a really, really good club with a nice atmosphere.
No, that's really good to hear. And it's the kind of thing, isn't it, that, you know, Fran said, you know, you can't do it in a week. It's got to be something long term. What you've done is you've changed the pattern of what you do by going to this every week, and you've sort of done, and it's something you can carry on with.
Yeah, definitely. I plan to do it long term. A big part of, I should have said this before, sorry, a big part of what worried me before, and this is probably going to sound ridiculous, is I was worried I was pushing on, you know. I mean, to be fair, I'm 30, so I'm not that old, but I was worried that the older I was getting, the harder it would be to lose the weight, and that myth has just completely been smashed for me, which has been another positive thing.
You've had to spend a fortune on a new wardrobe, though, Tom.
That's what Vinted's for.
Other second-hand clothing stores are available, but that is something that you can do these days, isn't it? You can go and just buy second-hand. Great shout.
Yeah. There's loads of places, vintage stores in Exeter are brilliant as well, and up north where I come from, up Dudley, loads of stuff up there as well. So not just vintage people.
I am with a Dudley girl. I picked up your accent right away. Whereabouts in Dudley?
I'm from a place called Russell's Hall.
Yes. That's near the hospital, isn't it?
I live on Middle Park Road. Well, I lived on Middle Park Road, which is right by the hospital, and I moved to Devon. I've been with Fran 10 years this year, so about 8 years ago.
So my partner used to live in the pub by the hospital, just as you go up the hill on the left-hand side. What's it called again? Oh, I can't remember the name of the pub, but you'd have been in it. Small world.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, because there's a few pubs on a few different sides.
We won't bore the Devon audience with this, Tom. We'll have to pick this up, me and you next time. So if there's someone out there and thinking, do you know what? I mean, what kind of age ranges and things like that? Do you know, you said you felt too old at 30, but I guess there's people way older than you there.
Yeah, there is, and like I said, they're doing magnificently, and it's evident how how much the program's helping them and inspiring them. I think my message would be, it'd be quite simple, just take the plunge. Don't worry if you don't think you're any good at football or you're too big, just come along. We have a laugh, we inspire each other, we keep each other motivated. Just come and be part of an amazing community.
Well done, Tom, and brilliant work. And when you now get that urge to smash a tub of ice cream, what do you do?
I moderate it, so I'll split it down into smaller portions. I still allow myself a treat, but just moderated.
So just not the whole tub, have a scoop.
Yeah, have a scoop, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great way of looking at it. Don't have an enormous bag of chips, just have 12 chips.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha. Well done. That sounds like something you can definitely just keep going with. You've got some great support around you. Man versus Fat Exeter. If you put that into a search engine and just reach out, send them an email, turn up one night, be brave. You can see what has happened with Tom and some other people who've been using that, and obviously a great way to meet people in the same boat as you and just have a chat and a laugh. Well done, Tom. Top man.
Thank you. Thanks, John.
See you later.
Thank you. Bye.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
Bye.